Welcome in, y'all. Today we're going to be talking about the Arizona Cardinals. Going to be predicting every single game for them on their schedule for this 2025 NFL season. And this is a team that's really trying to put it all together. You know, Kyler has had some decent seasons, but he hasn't really had any complete seasons. There's been a few years it feels like the Cardinals early in the season, it's like, oh, okay, this is they might win the division. This is a contender, and then all of a sudden they just drop off the face of the earth at the end of the season. So they're looking to be a bit more consistent and really more than anything just get back to maybe a winning record, return to the playoffs if possible. So week one, a good week one matchup here. They're on the road in New Orleans. New Orleans might be the worst team in football. It's up for debate, but they're certainly a contender for that. And no upset pick here. I will take the Cardinals on the road in the Superdome in week one. You know, I don't love that matchup week one. Just, when you get a team like that, I feel like you want to get them when their spirit might be crushed. And week one, there's still, albeit faint, but there is still hope. So, don't love that, but I do still expect them to get the win. Week 2, home against Carolina, much improved Panthers team, so definitely look out for them in this spot, but I will still take the Cardinals here to move to 2-0. And then week 3, they're on the road in San Francisco, and, I know they got a win last year, but this is a healthy San Francisco team at the moment. They're definitely not as good as they were in years past, that's for sure. But it's still a very, very good team led by Kyle Shanahan, and they should be healthy in week 3. I would take the Niners at home to knock the Cardinals down to 2-1. And then the Cardinals in week 4 get a Thursday night football home game against the Seattle Seahawks. So that should be a fun little Thursday night game here. And I do lean the Cardinals in this one. I think the Cardinals are actually just a better put together team at the moment than the Seahawks. And I know that might be an unpopular opinion, but nonetheless, I have the Cardinals winning that one. Moving on, week 5, home against the Titans. Cam Ward, number 1 overall pick. Love it, but the team won't be very good this year. I'll take the Cardinals at home. Then week 6, on the road in Indianapolis. Don't sleep on the Colts this year. They're not going to be elite, but they will be good enough to win games, especially at home, kind of how they have been the last couple years. So I will take the Colts to win this one. And then the Cardinals get the Packers at home here. The tough one. This is a great game. Really could go either way. Cardinals are home. I could see them winning it, but Packers fans do travel well, so should be a decent presence of them there in Arizona. And while I do think it'll be a close game, I will take the Packers to win this one. Cardinals fall to 4-3. Then they get a middle of the season bye week before heading to Dallas for a Monday Night Football game. This is one I think they could steal on the road. However, I do lean Cowboys in this spot. Unfortunately for the Cardinals, they drop to 4-4. And then they get a road divisional game against Seahawks, who I have them beating earlier in the season, and I have them dropping this one. So that's 4 straight losses after starting 4-1. So definitely not what you want to see, falling to 4-5 for the Cardinals. But they have 2 nice little home games coming up. Not necessarily easy, as they get the Niners in town. And I definitely think the Cardinals have the ability to beat them. And in Arizona, I will take the Cardinals in this one. And then week 12, home against the Jaguars. Jags are a bit of a mixed bag this year, not sure what to expect, but I do like the Cardinals a bit better, especially in Arizona. Give me the Cards, 6-5. And then, what's predictions without some upsets? And this is one of them for me. I have the Cardinals going into Tampa Bay and sneaking out a win. It feels like Kyler and the Cards, they have these random road games that is a game, maybe it's like those 1 o'clock Eastern games no one's watching or not paying as close attention to, and you're like, wait a second, Cardinals are beating the Bucks right now. It just seems like a game that the Cardinals do have every now and then, so I'll take them on the upset road victory. Then week 14, they're coming home, a tough game against defending NFC West champion Los Angeles Rams. And the Cardinals in years past, last year they changed the narrative, at least at home. They still lost on the road, but they've struggled against the Rams in years past. but I do think they get them this time. I think the Cardinals are pretty good. And at home, I think it'll be a great game, and I think the Cardinals sneak out a W there to move to 8-5. So very solid record thus far. They're on the road in Houston. Should be a close game. Should be a fun one in the Dome. Kyler Murray, C.J. Stroud. But I do lean Texans to get that win. Then week 16, home against the Atlanta Falcons. I just like the Cardinals better, especially in this spot. I'm not too high on the Falcons this year, but especially in Arizona, I will take the Cardinals, move to 9-6. So 9 wins can potentially get you in the playoffs. You might need some tiebreakers, but so one more win would almost, you would think, guarantee it. Not for sure, but you think it would. Week 17 on the road in Cincinnati, that's a tough one. That's one of those, I think it has the ability to be a Saturday game. So that's a tough spot. Saturday might be prime time in Cincinnati. Cincinnati likely playing for something at that point. That's a tough one, and it's going to be a loss. And then week 18 in Los Angeles, they're not going to sweep the Rams, and I have the Cardinals falling to 9-8, which honestly is a decent record for them. I think you can't expect too much better, in my opinion. I mean, you could argue a couple of these, but then again, I also have them getting wins over, the Bucks, Niners, Rams. So, you could try to flip some of these, like, I don't know, the Green Bay, Indianapolis, whatever, but then you got to also consider those tough games. I already have them winning. So I think 9-8 is pretty reasonable. I know last season they fell to 8-9, I believe. So it's a 1-game improvement. And, we'll see. I think this team's going to be interesting. Maybe if Kyler puts together a full year, they'll shock people. I wouldn't, of all the teams to quote-unquote shock the league, this one wouldn't surprise me too much. They've shown a lot of talent. They have the talent there, especially at Kyler. And maybe they put together a full year and, win 11, 12 games, take the division for the first time since Carson Palmer. So, yeah, we'll see. It's going to be an interesting year, but 9-8 is my prediction for the Cards.